Dennis here at Capel Training and Shoeing. Today we're going to work on a great big horse, and I think it's kind of a typical situation. This horse has been, quote, round penned a lot, and he's had a lot of pointing to send the horse, and what he's done is he's learned how to go around the pen, and what happens sometimes is you have the perception that the horse is listening to you and working, but in reality, they're just always running away from you. And then it makes them difficult to catch. So I'm going to turn this horse out, and we're in a pretty good sized area here, and I'm going to work him and get him to a point where he's eager to be caught. And first off, I wanted to show you how I carry my halter. I position my halter with the part that I'm going to, fasten with first on my arm, and then I'll place the next part of it on my arm like this, and then the lead rope I'll have in my hand in this fashion. So this becomes a tool for me if I need energy, and that's all this is if my energy when I'm down is as small as it can get. When I raise my hand up, it's bigger. If I let the rope out, it's bigger. If I swing the rope, it gets bigger. If I let more rope out of my hand, it gets bigger. So this gives me an easy way of controlling my energy, because the energy, the space between me and the horse, is the only tool that I have to communicate with the horse with. And that's a reality no matter what you're doing with a horse. So I'll go up here and go ahead and let him out. You can hear by the growling, the snorting that he's doing, that he's pretty insecure. He's kind of like an elephant that's afraid of a mouse. And so the insecurities are what we're going to deal with and help this horse to get more comfortable with. Right now he's over there, he's got his nose on the ground, and he's just milling around, and he's not paying attention to me. So he's looking at me, which is a good sign, and I haven't done anything but stand here and talk to you guys. But when a horse has got their nose down like that, they're sniffing the ground, smelling for other horses, but really they're hiding out there, and they're hoping that you'll just go away and won't try to do anything. So the first thing I'm going to do is approach him here, and I'm looking for this horse to, you see, the first thing he did when I went to him is he turned away, and he braced on me with his rib cage and his shoulder. And what I want this horse to do is to give me his outside eye. So if I'm on the left side, I want that horse to turn and look at me out of his right eye, just as he's doing right now. When I came at this distance, it took all the pressure off of that horse, so he was able to turn and do that. But watch the change when I go to him. You see, the first thing he wants to do is start down that fence, because that's what happens in a round pen. They learn how to escape you going down the fence rather than staying there and letting you walk up to them. Now, yes, I want a horse to be able to come to me, and you can draw a horse in off of the fence by getting up in front of them and drawing in and backing up. And it's kind of effective that way, and there's nothing wrong with doing that. But when they get in the habit of going around that pen, and you're not telling them to go around, they're moving, they're escaping you with every step. And I want that horse to stay put right there. And I'm going to approach him straight onto his shoulder, and I'm watching here. You see, he's got his head up and the ears are working. He's telling me that he was getting ready to move his feet, so I stopped before he had to move his feet. Yes, he turned towards me, but he then immediately unhooked from me and turned away. Now he's unhooked from me and he's turned away. Now he's back. Okay, so again, I'm going to go to his shoulder. Now, immediately he faced up. So what? It's fine if that's what I wanted him to do, and it's okay here. I'm not gonna really do much about it because catching him is my goal. But when they face up like that, that's a defensive posture a horse is doing. They're hiding their vital organs behind their shoulder. And a lot of times what they'll do is they'll hide behind those shoulders, and then when you get up close enough to catch them, they'll come out from behind them shoulders, and there they are running down the fence again. So I'm just doing there. Now there's a very good sign. He made that turn down there. He stopped, he's looking dead on at me. I'm gonna let him hear me take a deep breath right here. What's the significance of the deep breath? Well, in their world, let's say that there's a group of horses out and they're grazing and everything is fine, and then a predator comes into their lot, their field, their living quarters. And the lead horse in that group will raise his head up and look at that predator, and when he does, when he raises up like this, his posture changes, but what he does, he holds his breath. And it's the holding of his breath that signals the other horses, look, get ready to run. Something's getting ready to happen here that might not be good for us. So if we're the leader in this organization now between a human and a horse, and we're not on purpose breathing, what are we telling the horse? Get ready to run because something's getting ready to happen that you might not like. And we don't want to do that. We want to help this horse to get as comfortable as we can. So I'm going to approach him again. That time he stood there and he let me come up to him, but he wasn't comfortable. Now I use in everything I do what I call a clear mental picture. And in that clear mental picture is the posture I want the horse to be in. It's the physical thing that I want that horse to do. But probably most importantly is how's that horse feeling? If that horse is not comfortable in my clear mental picture, he's not in my clear mental picture. So it would have been wrong for me to try to catch that horse that time, even though he let me go up and touch him. So this time I'm gonna go to him again. The reason it would have been wrong is because he trusted me enough to come up there and get that close. If I would have reached for him to try to put that halter on, he probably would have just raised his head up and turned around and headed down that fence again. So that's what I'm trying to overcome here. Is he's been trained to escape a person going down the fence, and I want him to stay put and let me come touch him. You see, as I approached him, his posture changed. His head came up, he started looking right, he started looking left, and then he did something that's a little bit deceiving, I believe, on the perception of the human. He took a step towards me. Now, was that a step in agreement that he was trying to do what I want? No. He was trying to get close enough to regain his position of power, so all he had to do was step out around me. They almost instinctively know that at this distance I can outmaneuver him. But when I get close, necessary to get to my end goal picture of catching this horse and having this horse to be comfortable. You see, as soon as I start putting a little pressure on him, he raises up, gets straight, and he's thinking about going this way. I want him to stay put. Now I'm in a position where I'm just slightly ahead of his shoulder. In this position here, I've got a chance of maintaining him keeping his feet still. If I was to the left a little bit, that would have me behind his shoulder, and as I approach him, he's just going to go down the fence. So I'm in position here to as I approach, the energy coming out of me is going to be about in his neck. I'm looking right at his shoulder, but I'm watching his attention, his height. There he is trying to come into me a little bit. And this time he might come in and present himself, and I'll let him do that. I'll spend a little more time here doing nothing but just touching him. Let him hear me take that deep breath. Now, this is the biggest reward you can give a horse, I believe. This is more important than any treat you could feed him, and then more important than anything that you could do. He let me do what I wanted to do. He's not as comfortable as I would like for him to be, but he let me come up there and touch him. So my moving away, my turning away and leaving, took all the pressure off of this horse, and it gave him the confidence to stay there when I come. It should be easier for him to stay put this time. Yes, he stayed put, but did you see, as I was approaching him, he was going, I might have to run. That's not the right attitude. So I'm going to let him sit there. His head's coming down a little bit. He's thinking. And what I do like is that the rest of the world seems to be disappearing in this horse's mind. And he's getting more comfortable with me. I like that. He came up there respectfully. He came up there and stopped at a distance that's far enough away that I can maintain my personal space. He's got his personal space. See, when the energy come up a little bit, when he left, I made that a little more difficult for him to leave. That's the reason I brought the energy up. And you saw it didn't take much energy to really send him up into a state of, I gotta leave. The sky's falling. That's the Chicken Little syndrome right there. And he got troubled out there. How would you like to have been on that troubled attitude? See, this is in preparation for when we get on the back of this horse. And you know, we don't want to have him under a state of anxiety every time a human being shows up. So I'm trying to help this horse to get more comfortable. On purpose, I was not talking when I got up there close to that horse. My voice, your voice, anybody's voice when they're up there is going to be a foreign entity to that horse. And so I feel like that I can soothe the horse better by being quiet, letting him hear me breathe. And when I did get there and touch him, I put my hand flat. I didn't give him a Dutch rub, scratching my fingernails on him. I smoothed that hair down. I went with the grain of the hair, and I was pushing firmly enough that there was a smoothing of the muscles as well. Now, each time I go to him and touch him like that and come away, he should get more and more comfortable. Let's see what happens. We still don't have the halter on. I spent a little bit longer there with him that time. He was more comfortable this time, but he's still just on pins and needles looking for an opportunity to leave. I've got to get on his left side in order to put this halter on. So I need to reposition him. So I'm going to step over here and put just a little bit of energy out this way. There we go. Now he's starting to draw to me just a little bit. I like that he started to draw and then he went back and he went straight on, because he doesn't understand what I'm asking just yet. So I'm helping him to understand. But I need to have him where I can approach him on the other side. I don't like that. He went down there and ignored me, turned his hind end to me. There's what I need him to do right there. So by standing here doing nothing and just watching and reading the thing that I wanted set up, I didn't have to do anything to get it. So now it's set up. See him thinking about leaving? Yes, I'm on the side that I'm on, but I'm on the opposite side that he let me touch him up here, and he's not as comfortable with me on this side as he is on the other side. Why would a horse be less comfortable on the side that most people handle him from than he is on the other side? That's why. Because he's been handled more on this side. This side has been humanized. The other side is still pristine. It's still more animal instinctive behavior. This side needs a little help because there's not the trust in a human being that this horse needs to have. You see him kind of bow his neck there and just kind of look at me as I approached him. I bet you, I don't know this, but I bet you that horse was looking for me to reach in my pocket and hand a treat out there. And that's kind of what he was hoping. You can catch one using treats, but what are you going to do when your pockets are empty and you come out and you still got this attitude? So we need a better way. And to me, a better way is to arrange it so that what we want shows up, and we let this horse feel comfortable in that position so that that becomes his treat. You see, if that's his treat, see him wanting to put me in that right eye, he doesn't want me to be in that left eye. Yes, he's coming to me. That's good, but I need to be in his left eye. I'm gonna go up here, touch him. Now, this is the best that this horse has felt internally since I've been up here. He's not thinking about leaving. So he's telling me right now that you can put that halter on and it'll be all right. So here's what I do. I got my hand arranged this way. I haven't been hiding this halter from him. It's out in plain sight. You know, sometimes it's a good idea to use that halter or the lead rope as a brush. let him accept that. Don't hide it behind your back and then spring it on him when you get up there. He won't unhook, so I'm gonna draw him back here to me just a little bit. I'm talking more because we're filming this than I would if I was catching him. I would already had the halter on, but I got my hand here in this way, so I'm gonna first thing do is touch him underneath his neck like this, and then reach up and get that lead rope over his neck, okay? Then I'll do that again with the halter, and I can reach over and grab the outside of that halter and then let him put his nose in there. Go ahead and tie the halter. Now, got the halter on, but he's not as comfortable as he should be. It's okay. It's okay. He let me put the halter on, didn't try to leave. And he's trying to get away now. So I'm gonna just stay right here beside him. And what I'm looking for, when a horse is going faster than I want around me, and I haven't told him to go around me like that, I'm gonna take his back feet and move them away like that. I don't want him to face up, but I want to move his back feet and then let him go forward. Take his back feet away and send him back on the same direction. Send him back the same direction. Take his back feet away, then send him on the same direction. Take his back feet away. What I'm looking for here in doing this is for this horse to get quieter, soften up, and come back to me. So I didn't try to settle this horse and hold him still. I directed that energy until it came down into a manageable position, and now this horse is back to being settled a little bit. So I hope you enjoyed that. You know, I think there's several tips that you can get on how to catch a horse that doesn't want to be caught, that will serve you well in the future. Because if you approach a horse like this every time you come out consistently, he will lay down that self-preserving instinct to run away from you, and he'll get in more of a hurry to let you come up and get your halter on, get your hands on him, and help him to feel better. And right now he's eating the best treat he ever had, which is a complete release of pressure of any kind in my presence. And I'm here to protect him so he doesn't have to worry about the mouse that's over there that might eat him. So anyway, thank you very much.